it's so close to Ohio, and I'm from Ohio. A lot of fans want to see me play there, so I feel like I'm letting people down, but I got to do what's best for me.
Hey guys, Johnny Disc Golf here at the 2019 Idlewild Open with coverage presented by Prodigy. And I am standing someone who you might see on the feature card round 1, but probably not round 2 or 3. How you doing, Ricky?
I'm doing all right. I think after yesterday's round, it was tough. I tweaked my neck right before the round. I was warming up and just really felt a tweak in the practice field, and it just gradually got worse throughout the round. And so I honestly didn't know if I was going to even finish the round, and just my timing was off. I couldn't rotate my body. My swing was completely off because of my neck, and I just couldn't throw any shots that I wanted to, and that's the last course you want to do that at. There's no good courses to be injured at, but that's definitely one of the worst. So I fought through it thinking maybe today I could come back and see if my neck's going to feel better, but it felt 2 or 3 times worse today, this morning. And I think my decision is just to pull out and withdraw and come back get ready and 100% for Worlds. I think that if I play the next 2 days, it's just going to make it worse, and it's going to take a longer time to recover, and I don't have that much time between now and Worlds. So my decision is to pull out and really just focus on the big show, Worlds.
Yeah, and really a responsible decision. Like you said, the big show. I mean, people remember Idlewild champions, but what gets put down in history is the world champions. Yesterday during round 1, we saw you, visually like going to your neck a little bit. It seemed, like you said, to get worse and worse. Was it okay at the beginning, or was it just like rough the entire time?
It was okay in the beginning, and I think it just gradually started tightening up to where like I had maybe 50% mobility to start, like right when I tweaked it, and then by the middle of the round, I had 5 or 10% where I had to turn my whole body to even look at a shot. Like when you have to turn your whole body to follow through, it's not good. And so I was just spraying all over the place. And it's just it was hurting more than anything. Obviously I want to throw great shots, that's my goal, but when it's hurting and I'm in severe pain every time I throw, and I'm like, every tee shot I was like in agony, like, oh, I have to throw another shot and twist my body. Like, so I think it's the type of thing to where it's a stiff neck. I think I can really recover if I give it a couple days off and still have another, week or week and a half to practice for Worlds. But I feel bad about it. I know a lot of people want to see me play Idlewild, and I wanted to personally play it as well. It's a great course, and I wish everyone that's playing luck. But, I know a lot of the fans, it's so close to Ohio, and I'm from Ohio. A lot of fans want to see me play there. So I feel like I'm letting people down, but I got to do what's best for me.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, because I don't actually remember you playing Idlewild. Is this your first one?
Yeah, it is. It's always conflicted with the European schedule, so it makes it even that much worse my first time, and I got to do this. But yeah, it is what it is, and I think, like I said, I think it's not going to be something too severe to where it's going to affect my Worlds play. But so that's the #1 priority right now.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to Eagle at Ledgestone. He kind of had a similar thing, but he was thinking European Open with his arm. He took some time off, and really it felt like he was fully healed. We don't really have a diagnosis yet, but do you feel like you're going to be up to 100% by Worlds?
Yeah, I think I'm going to get some massages, go to the chiropractor, and ice it, and just do everything I can to recover it, and talk to Seth, Disc Golf Strong. He's the man. He's good at diagnosing and helping and giving us recovery programs and routines to do. So yeah, I think it's kind of similar to Eagle's situation. And once we get hurt, the events out here we want to play, but we play a lot and we put a lot of torque on our body. These things are going to happen, and I'm just hoping it's going to be a mild hiccup in the road.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mentioned Eagle going to Europe and saving for that. I want to talk to you a little bit about your Europe trip. You were over there for quite a long time, right?
Yeah, I went to 3 different countries. I went to Iceland, Estonia, and Finland. So did a clinics in Iceland, traveled around, did some the touristy stuff, went to see some hot springs, and traveled to hiking and did all that kind of thing, and kind of just refreshed my mind for the upcoming tournaments like Estonia, which I got second to Kevin. He played well, and so that was a good performance. And then the second tournament was Finland, European Open. As most people saw the coverage. I was playing pretty great the whole time, and just had a really rough final round with some bad breaks. But the European disc golf and the spectators are amazing. The sport's growing, so it's already grown, and it is still growing over there. Just to play in front of that big of a gallery, I think there's no better feeling than that.
Absolutely huge. I think one of the important, what I think about with this big gallery is Finland has so many disc golfers relative to a small place. Like, it's almost like one state here having that many disc golfers. It's tough to draw from across the country. The States is so big. Just seeing that much of a gallery, does it like legitimize the event in a way that you've maybe never felt before, or that's just Europe?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just makes it like feel that the camaraderie that the spectators bring with that much viewership is just like it really puts in perspective. Like, yeah, we're true professionals, and there's a lot of people that look up to us, and so we have to do our best to make the professional image for the sport and ourselves. So I think it carries a lot of weight on our back, but I think we all like it as players, and we like representing the sport in a positive light, and that's exactly what we did out there. Put on a show for the spectators and really play to the best of our ability, and people love that. And so I think that, especially in Finland, they respect it, and they see that we're doing it for a career, and they respect it more than any other country I've been to. So it's really awesome to see that.
Yeah, that's really awesome. And speaking of putting on a show, maybe, and admittedly probably didn't go in your favor, but one of the more entertaining European Opens that I can even think about, what was it like leading that tournament through 3 rounds and having that big of a gallery and having that juice? Was it a Worlds? Could you compare it to Worlds, or was it maybe even more big because more people?
Yeah, I think it definitely is the World Championship pressure, just because what the title that's on the line. So I think that between the title of Worlds and the spectator viewership of the European Open and how big a gallery there was, I think it kind of is equivalent on the same level. And so I think that it's getting up there. The UC's doing a great job. They got the tournament for the next 3 years. So I think that it's just going to grow, even with the fact that it's every year instead of every other year. So people are really pumped about it. They're going to tell their friends. They're going to bring more people. So yeah, the pressure was there as players, and so that that's definitely always going to be a factor in the final day with that big of a gallery. But I love it. We love the pressure, and it's something that we embrace, and that's just part of the game.
So with it being every year though, now it's 2020 and through 2021, I think, as well. Does that because you've come up short a couple times out there now? Does that give you more like you're really excited to get back at it last year or next year, or does it like take away from maybe the like mystique of the tournament because it's every year now?
No, it definitely. I don't think that's going to happen just because of how good a job UCU does running it. The course is amazing. I mean, it's just got the great recipe for a top-notch major event. The course is fun to play. It's challenging. It's really hard the final day when you get pressure and you got the big gallery, and those shots are a lot harder to execute with all the OBs and everyone watching. So I think that just all the everything that goes into it makes it the tournament that it is, and I don't think it's going to shy away from that in the future.
That's so awesome. Does a tough finish like that motivate you maybe even more going into Worlds?
Yeah, I mean, of course, it definitely does. I mean, anytime you have a lead and you really feel like I felt like my game was clicking that week, and I really just got some bad breaks. I mean, I got to spit out and got some really bad bounces on, But yeah, that's stuff that happens, and it's the more times I'm in position, the more times I'm going to win. So it's not going to be every time that I win, but I just know that keep myself in the pocket, so to say. That's what we say on tour. If you're in the pocket, you're going to get yourself a chance, and you're going to get a chance to win, and you're going to win eventually. So yeah, I mean, World's coming up. That's my focus. That's definitely motivation. I know I can play at the top level, and I already do. I did last week, and so I'm just looking to practice and prep and get my game to where I want it to be, to where I think I can win.
Great. And so one last European question, and maybe for me, like the takeaway, like obviously, the winner's the winner, but the thing that I hear people talking about most is that roller on hole 4 during the final round. Walk me through like what was going through your mind after the tee shot and into that shot.
Yeah, so I threw a pretty bad tee shot. I had been executing the shot really well all week, and it was the only round that I missed the tee shot. I hit a tree and bounced into a really bad spot on the par 4 fourth hole. And I just had a wall of trees right in front of me. So the only way I could even throw a shot was to throw a patent pending around the wall of trees that I was in front of. And so I had to throw like a late flip roller to a side slant hill to a green with bushes everywhere, and I could go around the bushes and still come back towards the basket. So yeah, I mean, it's probably the best shot I've ever thrown. Top 5, I would say. Top 5 best shots I've ever thrown. I mean, just because of the fact that the slope and the situation, the major, pretty in the lead at that point. And so I think that just executing that shot with all the variables that were working against me, so to say, in that hole, and just to get a birdie and almost throw a bullseye from there is like, that's got to be one in probably 10,000 shot.
Oh, absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, if you hear on the commentary, Nate says, I want to challenge you. You go to that spot, you take every disc you've ever had, and you try and get it under the basket. It ain't going to happen.
No, I don't even think you get it inside the circle, too, let alone circle almost bullseye.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I love the highlights. Something I'm going to be thinking about for a long time now. Let's talk about Worlds a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Northwoods Gold. Have you played the original Northwoods? Because we had played that in Ledgestone in years past.
Yeah, I played it when we played it for Ledgestone. It's just the original layout, lots of OB, and but I think it's obviously totally different.
Totally different.
Heinold's put a challenge, threw a wrench in there for us, and we're all looking forward to the challenge for sure.
Yeah, so right now you are, it's like what, 9:30 in the morning right now. You're about to head where?
I'm gonna go to Chicago and just chill out there for a couple days. I got friends there, and I'm just gonna get some massages and just lay low and try and let the neck rest for next 3 or 4 days before I really hit the Worlds prep hard. So that's my main focus, is just really let it rest. I think it's a type of injury to where if I let it rest and don't really turn it side to side as too much, then it can have time to kind of settle in and really get back to where it should be.
Chicago only maybe what, like 2 hours northeast of Peoria. When do you think you're going to be making your way down there? You said maybe 3-4 days of rest, but is that when you're going to be heading back over to Worlds?
Yeah, probably like Wednesday, Thursday. That'll give me a week and a half of practice around there, and spend a lot of times, like you said, with this new Northwoods Gold course. We played Eureka all the time for Ledgestone. So I think that place is pretty much, we already played it earlier this year, so I might only need 4 or 5 rounds out there, but I might need 6 or 7 or 8, who knows, at Northwoods, just to dial it in and really get the shots dialed in. And I know it's a lot of big challenging shots in the woods, and so I think that's the type of course that's going to take more practice rounds than Eureka for me.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I'm specifically looking forward to seeing how you guys play. I think it's hole 12 out there. I don't know if you've heard about it. It's like the nastiest par 5 I've ever seen. What have you heard about it?
Yeah, I just heard it's like a gauntlet, dead straight with ravines going through, and if you go off either side, you're dead. And so it sounds like a great hole. It sounds like a challenging hole. We love that, especially for a world title. I mean, those kind of shots with the world title on the line, weird things can happen for sure. So and I've known that from experience playing a lot of worlds. I think this is maybe like my 7th or 8th. I'm not sure exactly, but I played a lot of them, and I've got a lot of experience, and so I think that this is a great world. We got an open course and we got a super tight wooded course. So I think they both complement each other really well. Kind of reminds me of a Vermont style.
Sure.
Where for like last year we had open wooded course or open course and a wooded course, and they really mingled really well. So it's not like one player versus the other is going to be favored. And so I think that's how it should be in the future.
No, I totally agree. I had an interview with Nate Heinold where he kind of talked about, like, that seems like the model, right? One more open style, one wooded, and then you just rotate back and forth. Is there anything you're going to be doing over the next maybe 2 weeks that isn't necessarily on the course that's prepping for Worlds?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be eating real healthy. I mean, a lot of supplements, a lot of vitamins, a lot of stuff to get my, mind and my focus to the point where it's going to be pretty much perfect for Worlds, and whether it's taking vitamins and supplements or taking Epsom salt baths for my neck, just little recipes like that for resting the body, making sure my body's not injured and none of this stuff pops up for Worlds. So I think taking precautionary measures to make sure I don't get injured, make sure my mind's right and my focus is where I want it to be. And if that's the case, and it all goes well, then it'll be a really good Worlds for me, and I'm excited to see how it goes.
Absolutely, man. I'm really excited to see how it goes out there, too. I will be out there in maybe a little over a week, so I'm going to skip that weekend before Worlds, but I'll be there shortly. If there's anything, though, that you'd like to say to friends, family, any fans out there pulling for Mr. Ricky Wysocki? Yeah,
I just want to say thanks for the ride, guys. It's been a great journey. I appreciate all the support. Sorry for all the people that came out to Idlewild looking to see me play. I know we got a lot of Ohioan support, and it's a great state, and I'm sorry you guys missed me this year, but I'll be back next year.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, thank you so much for your time, Rick. Seriously, I appreciate it. I know you got to get up to Chicago and your neck's not feeling great. So heal up, rest up, and I will see you back at Worlds. That is all I've got for this interview, guys. If you'd like coverage of all things disc golf, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks so much for checking out that interview. I'd like to give a special shout out to Prodigy Disc and CC. You know who you are, buddy. And I'd like to give a shout out to all of you. The people make it possible for me to do this and the thing that I love. So thank you so much. And if you'd like to get involved, check out patreon.com/JohnnyDiscGolf.